Hello everyone, my name is Martin and I would like to say welcome to the first Hovmand Virtual Engineering app webinar. I would like to take you through the following in this next 30-40 minutes. We will start with answering the question why Hovmand did develop the Virtual Engineering app. Afterwards, we'll talk about the basic setup of the app and the language setting. We'll have a look at how to use the checklist, the photo function, before we build a standard lifter. Afterwards, we will look at loading and saving inquiries before we will get to build an ES solution or a stretch solution, as we call it from now on. We'll have a look how to get the prices, how to demo a virtual lifter in a real working environment. We will fill out the customer information together before we send the inquiry to my mail. We will have a look at the email and see what information are visualized in which way. After that, I will quickly finish and make my summary, and you will have the possibility to ask questions. So let's get started. The initial idea of designing this virtual engineering app by Hovmand was to simplify the sales process. So that means for you that all the lifters which are buildable in the app are actually buildable in reality. So the app gives you access to over 100,000 different configurations of Hovmand lifters. The app gives you furthermore the unique possibilities to demo the lifter in real work environments. You signalize to the customer, you get what you see. With the app, you can get access to product sheets, drawings, and the latest prices. All the information just at your fingertips. The app is a very strong sales tool, but how does it actually work? How do I get started?
So let's get started. This is the screen of my iPad. I'm screencasting it to this webinar, and to my right you can see the icon of the Hovmand Virtual Engineering app. I tap on the icon and the app starts. This is the builder interface of the app. In that interface, I can build lifters. Here we can see the silhouette, the shadow of a lifter. On my left-hand side, I can see the different components, the tools, the masts, the legs, and different options are hidden under these icons. On the upper side, I can see a photo and an augmented reality function. I'll give you an introduction to that later. But I would like to adjust the language. And I do this here in the upper right corner. And while tipping on the cogwheel, I can adjust it to the different languages, English, Deutsch, or Dansk. For this tutorial, English is just fine. The other side of the app, the other part, is the inquiry interface. You can access the inquiry interface when tipping on the shopping cart down here. Now we are in the inquiry interface. It might seem a little bit confusing to you, but actually it's very easy to access. We'll walk through this later together. So these are the two sides I would like to introduce you. I go back to the building part, and here we are.
That was a quick overview. Much more important is the following chapter, which is called the checklist.
Assembling a lifter in the building interface is fun, but I would like to start to introduce another feature in the app called the checklist. To get there, click on the shopping cart icon in the lower right, like this, and now we focus on the upper right and tap on the pencil icon. Voila! Now we can see the checklists. Well, the checklist which we can find here provides relevant questions which we have to ask the customer to find the right solution for him or her. I know for your company's daily business, these questions might not be necessary. But as soon as you send an inquiry to us, to Hovmand, you will have to answer these questions to help us to understand the customer's needs. So let us quickly go through the questions. The first big category is, what do you wish to handle? So it actually focuses on the charge itself. So which item is it? What weight does it have? What's the size of the item, and how often is the item or the items? How often are they handled a day? Next category would be, how and from where are the items taken? So is there space around the item? Differences in height, lowest and highest point? Is the item taken from a shelf or a pallet, the floor, from a machine? Is grabbing, turning, etc. required? Same goes for where's the item delivered to? So is there a space? What are the differences in height? Is the item placed on a shelf, a pallet, floor, or a machine? Is grabbing, turning, etc. required? And in the end, you have, of course, the possibility to add further comments and information. You can have a look at the pre-filled document here. For the sake of time, I created a realistic case. Important for us to remember, even though the checklist might not be relevant for you in your daily operations, for an inquiry which you send to Hovmand, this is the most important part of the inquiry.
Some challenges, some situations at the worksite of the customers are difficult to put in words. Do we have another option to visualize these challenges? We do.
A picture tells more than 1,000 words. What do I mean by that? The photo function can be a powerful tool when you need to describe special tasks or work environments which you can't describe in the checklist. So we go back to the builder interface, and to take pictures you need to activate the AR function and park the lifter aside. Well, the AR function is the button in the middle on the top. Here I am. Then you are able to take pictures, bam, number 1, which are automatically added to the inquiry case. So if we go back now in the inquiry interface, like this, and the second icon on the upper right corner, we can see the attachments here, 2 pictures. Be aware that these 2 pictures are taken in the app and are not saved in your iPad's photo folder. It is neither possible to upload pictures in the inquiry case by the app. Still, a very important tool to tell us that there are challenges in the environment or with the items in this particular case.
The checklist is the basis of all inquiries which you send to Hovmand. But now where we have analyzed the needs our customer have, we can start to build the first lifter.
Due to the information of the checklist, we can now start building our lifter. I would recommend to start with the mast. So I tip on the category of masts and all the different masts appear. For this case I might pick the impact 130 m. Here we go. If I do need information about this particular component, I can actually tip on the icon and swipe to the right. You see that a circled eye appears, and you can see I can get all the information plus drawings and product sheet in the app. So this was the mast. Of course, I will also pick another component. We were talking about boxes, so I might take a fork. The G1 should do the job. Beautiful. So in the end, I will just add a leg set. So we are talking about Euro pallets, so the flexible FC1 should do the job. That looks beautiful. This is the lifter I would demonstrate, I would propose to the client.
Very well, so we have the first lifter, and maybe we want to save this suggestion, this proposal, this inquiry.
We have done some good work now. The lifter is built, the checklist is filled out. So how do we save the work done? To do that, we need to go back to the inquiry interface. So I tip on the shopping cart, and we have here on the bottom line different possibilities to save. Save and send inquiry, which is on the lower right corner, is something we will use at the end. For now, we'll be fine by hitting the Save Inquiry button, and it turns from red to gray. So if I want to load it again, I tip on Load, and here I will find the draft version of the boxing company ASP. That's how I named this case. So to get into it, I tip on Edit Inquiry and I get back to that case.
Very well. So this is loading and saving. How do I build a stretch solution? So a solution, a lifter, where I need the dialogue with Hovmand. Is that customization possible?
Our next question is, how do we build an engineered solution lifter? To do that, we need to start to activate the ES nodes function. So here we go in the upper right corner in the cogwheel, and we see that there is a switch called Allow ES nodes. When I tip on that switch, it turns to red, but have a look what happens to our lifter on the left side. I deactivate it and I activate it again. So little pencil icons, edit icons appear, and that means that when I tip on these, I can specify a customization, size, a shape in that for that particular tool. I won't do this here, but I have the same possibility for the mast or the leg set. So in that way I can describe very precisely how I would like to describe the engineered solution, and for that way the entire lifter.
Martin, what about the other switch?
What is it with the second switch? Generate values. Well, when I activate this switch, generate values, you can see that for this lifter solution, a standard solution, the total price is shown here. As soon as I activate the allow the ES nodes function and I will enter a change, I will just write change in it, something interesting will happen, and the price is not longer available. It isn't available for an ES solution because it can vary a lot depending on the change. So I open this window again, erase the change, and since it's a standard solution again, the price reappears.
Almost as important as the price is a convincing demonstration of the product.
A very important part for the sales process is the demonstration of the product. Thanks to the app, this is actually very easy to do. We need to go back to the building interface, so I click back in the lower left corner, and here we are. The lifter is shown in a 3D model. I can zoom in if I use two fingers and even zoom into the details. And when using the arrow buttons, I can easily show what the functionality of this lifter is. That is already convincing, but of course the cherry on the icing is our augmented reality function to demonstrate to the customer how this product, the lifter, the solution, will look like in the actual working environment. To that I would like to show you a clip. It looks like this. So I try to set the lifter in its working environment, and as you can see, this is not a 130 M. No, it looks much bigger than that. That might happen. Okay, so I left the app and restarted it. Oh, actually I didn't restart it, I just got in again, scanned the floor again, but the problem actually remained. I tried to put it now the right place. Here we are. It's still far too big. The proportions are not fitting. So what can we do when that happens? We have to shut down the app. So shut it down completely and restart it. So we need to see the app load up again, boot up again, and yeah, it takes a little while. And oh, where is it? Yeah, well, of course, the pros among you know we need to load the case. Boxing company, here we are, and it's still not there. I guess we need to go back and click on the lifter. Just a second. We need to editing, especially this lifter. So here we are. Okay, perfect. And as you can see, the proportions are fine now. It looks nice. It's the one-to-one model in an augmented reality, which is convincing for a customer. Remember to take a picture or two. This is something you can present to people who take the decisions to say, this is how it will look like. This is something the customer will remember.
Very well. We found a solution for the customer. Let's fill out the customer information.
Before we save and send the case, let us go through the customer information mask. In the beginning, you are asked to fill in a case title. In that example, I typed Boxing Factory 1 Intern. So this is actually for my own structure. When I go into archives, you can see that I have some cases which are without a title, like the upper one, and then the downer one, it's called the Boxing Company ASP. And you can see to the left in the red box is actually the name of my case title, Boxing Factory 1 Intern. So that helps me to keep my structure, which is very helpful, especially when I have different orders in the same company. Contact person is the next category. Martin, when, my last name, my phone number, and please don't forget to give on your country code. If you don't, the app will put 45 automatically in it, and that might cause misunderstandings. My email, of course, let's go to the customer address. So the customer address is actually your company, so that will mean the company Martin works for. So that is the Boxing Company ASP. Please fill out all the blanks, Boxing Street 24, City, Bristol, and the postal code, the postal zip code is the BS1, country United Kingdom. For your own structure again is this next category. So if you want to save in the case who you are shipping this product to, fill out these blanks as well. Candy King, Sugar Road 7, Bristol BS1, United Kingdom. But this is again for your own structure. It is not that important for us at Hovmand. The billing company is again optional. It depends on your company structure. Some companies have are divided in different departments, and they have one special department which is paying the bills and doing the financial administration. So if you do have that in your own company, fill in the name of that department. Well, this is well done, almost ready to go. But if I click on Save and Send, it will not work because I haven't filled out the sales representative yet. This is obligatory before you send it to Hovmand because this part is so important for us. It pops up in the email so we know exactly who is sending us that inquiry. I already typed in the name of the sales representative. This is me, Martin, and I would like to type in my family name and the company name. So boxing, and voila. We have only 20 spaces left, so that's not a lot. We have to be a little bit more condensed. So I guess Martin is fine, and I will write boxing compen. Well, I write it in one letter, in one word, company. Okay. I guess we are good to go, and I can send it. I can tap on Save and Send. I will send it to my own email, hovmand.com, send the inquiry, send, and off it is. Beautiful.
Let's have a look how the email actually looks in my inbox.
We have sent the inquiry to our mail, to my mail, so I'm curious to see how it looks like in the inbox. I will therefore skip to my mail program, and here we are. The email looks like this. Hovmand, customer address to the left, shipping address, all the customer information are listed, and the product plus price in the end. Here we can see it to the right. Beneath that we have the checklist information and the product details. This is the entire lifter, the Impact 130M with the right tool, the mast and its specification, the leg set, very well. And we finish with the attached visuals, so our pictures, here we are. All that in one mail. This is relevant for us from Hovmand to help you to understand the solution you defined with the customer. This is also crucial information for the customer to be sure that he or she ordered the right lifter, and of course for yourself and your own company. Very important information. Everything gathered in one mail.
Very well. I guess that was all how to use the app in practice. I would like to finish with a message from Hovmand, which is the following. So, thank you for your attention. I would like to conclude with some information for the upcoming weeks, months and years. From 1st of January 2020, the virtual engineering app will be the primary channel of sending inquiries to Hovmand. That means that all communications concerning inquiries have to be based on an example lifter which was built in the app. I know that this might include training from your side to get to know the app, but I am here, Hovmand is here, and we will guide you through this process. All tutorials, so learning videos, are accessible on the Hovmand website. And Martin, me, I will be there for you. Here's my email. Get in contact with me if you have any challenges or questions. And talking about questions, you have now the chance to ask questions. Hello again. I'm listening to the questions, but I guess the easiest way for now is to send them to me and to this email. So thank you for listening and happy selling and using our app. Thank you. Bye.